against Nolan Minasali. The Tommies of St. Thomas, in just their 4th year as a Division I school. We'll document that more as the night goes on. The Sun Devils in their gold uniforms, St. Thomas in purple. And it will be St. Thomas ball to start after the initial tip got deflected out of play.
Fans, keep your head on a swivel immediately.
This is a St. Thomas squad, Eliav, that loves to share the basketball. It's a fundamentally sound program led by 14th year head coach Johnny Tower. We mentioned their three-point shooting. That's going to be a key tonight, but also limiting turnovers. That's something they always excel at. They've struggled a bit so far this year. They need to take care of the basketball tonight.
And we're going to see a free-flowing offense from them all night, Braden.
First possession of the ball game, 5 to shoot for St. Thomas. Rolling around his screen is Miles Barnstable, giving off to a tough wing 3. No good over the top of Jayden Quaintance, but a nice volley rebound to keep the possession alive for St. Thomas.
And look how angry Bobby Hurley already is, because that's an offensive rebound.
Pick and pop 3 right away. Carter Bierke, the sophomore from Plymouth, Minnesota. And just like that, the Tommies break the seal. Yeah, you mentioned Bobby Hurley being upset. Battling on the offensive glass is something the Devils really want to focus on, and right away, Joson Sanon ready to check in at the next dead ball.
Grab a body. Hurley said it has got to be the guards helping the bigs, too.
Spin cycle for B.J. Freeman. Talented senior from North Carolina, transfer from Milwaukee. One of those high-impact transfers for the Sun Devils. They've really been balling as of late.
Tower and the Tommies, they know that BJ loves that corner post-up right there. He'll take advantage of that every time.
Slight graphics issues right now, so we'll bring you the score the old-fashioned way. 3-2, St. Thomas on top. Just a minute 20 into the ball game. Out of the wing, nice drive inside for Drake Dobbs. A step back. Kick out straightaway 3 was no good, and there is Jihad, our impact player for the Devils, pulling down the rebound. This Arizona State offense so far, you can tell they're trying to push it ahead in transition early and often. You can't blink or else you'll miss something, as a foul there goes against St. Thomas.
We know that's one of the things this team does best, and Alston Mason running the show. Yes, he goes his own pace. You can't speed him up, but make no mistake about it, he's the engine for this transition offense.
He's a smooth operator at point for the Devils. Here's Adam Miller, one of the returners for Arizona State. Push shot won't go. Jihad battling on the glass, lost it out of bounds. It's off of Jihad, and it goes St. Thomas's way.
At this point, that's all I want to see, Braden. I want to see some battling, and I think that's what Bobby Hurley wants to see right now, too.
These fans as well. Kind of a tough slog in the mud kind of game against Idaho State on opening night. Fans have watched those last 3 games, look like a completely different team. They want to see that with their own eyes here tonight. It's a 3 from the wing, no good that time by Barnstable. He'll have a second chance at it, and again, second chance points for St. Thomas. Already 6 of them, and they're out to an early 6-2 lead here over ASU.
Listen, Tower told us about it during shoot-around. If they don't make threes, they don't really have a shot, so you might as well let it fly.
If you're unfamiliar with St. Thomas, a D3 team as of 4 years ago. Now they're in D1. They battled with another Big 12 team, Oklahoma State, just a week ago. Here's Jihad, a 3, no good. In that game against Oklahoma State, they knocked down 15 threes. That's the recipe for the Tommies, and already a couple of triples in this one.
And here we go, a second chance point. Another problem, 10 offensive rebounds or more let up by ASU against the previous 3 opponents. That's got to be cleaned up against a team that doesn't even have a 7-footer.
Joson Sanon into the game, by the way, for Arizona State, in there for Freeman. Very talented freshman who had his best game in his early career against Grand Canyon earlier this week. Another tough 3 was affected by Quaintance's long 7'3" wingspan. Nice hustle by Sanon to keep it in play. And here come the Devils moving it ahead. Jihad backing down. He's a physical big man in front of the basket. Left-hand layup won't go. Got his own rebound momentarily. Down on the deck, he picks it back up. Took on 5 purple jerseys. Ball still alive, and now finally a loose ball tie-up with the possession arrow favoring Arizona State. You're seeing in the early going, this St. Thomas team, yeah, they're a mid-major, but they are not going to play afraid. They are fundamentally sound. They know their system. They're going to stick to it.
One of the keys for Coach Tower, and he kind of skimmed over it, belief.
Right.
They always have belief. They always play these power schools tough, and here we go again.
Baseline drive for Sanon. Had it blocked away from behind. Minasali with a great play. Tommies are undersized, but so far, the offensive glass and that blocked shot, you wouldn't think so by looking at the stat sheet. Here's Drake Dobbs, a talented point guard for St. Thomas. Up out of the wing for Kendall Blue, the junior from Minnesota. Working on Quaintance. 10 to shoot for the Tommies. Blue, a three from the wing is no good. Rebound to Arizona State. 6-2, St. Thomas in front. 16:15 to go first half. A scramble ends up in Mason's hands. The three is pure. Alston Mason shooting it at a 40% clip from downtown so far this year. He had 19 against GCU. Those his first points tonight.
And of course, we want to settle it down. You find Mason. He'll look calm and collected.
Corner pocket three for Blue is no good. Another contest by Quaintance proves to be effective. Sanon a transition three. Back-to-back they go. Mason and Sanon, a senior and a freshman. The experience and the youth connecting for the Sun Devils.
Sanon has the greenest of lights for me, Braden. Hurley talked about it. When he gets going, there's no one better. Mason on that side, and then give me the freshman knock it down as ASU takes a 2-point lead to the break.
Early 2-point lead for Arizona State, just settling in here in Tempe, Arizona. Braden Bell alongside Eliab Kabaiz. We welcome you courtside here at Desert Financial Arena. And Eliab for Arizona State, a bunch of talent all over the floor, but a freshman guard, Joson Sanon, he's a big-time player. A three right before the break.
Sanon, I need my cup of joe, and so does this team, because for this team to be as good as it can be, to reach its potential, Sanon needs to be that super sixth man for them off the bench. You can even say, if we're comparing it to other players, Devin Booker-esque on that Kentucky team, having that kind of pop off the bench, and that's what can really bring this team to another level as the season goes on, with BJ Freeman potentially in that starting spot.
Goes to show the talent on this ASU roster when you have a guy like Sanon coming off the bench, and the way he embraced that the other night against Grand Canyon. Like we said, his best game early on in his career here at ASU. 21 points, 8 of 12 from the floor. How about 5 of 7 from downtown? St. Thomas, by the way, out of the timeout, they've still yet to take a shot inside the three-point line. They're 2 for 8 overall. All of them have been threes. Nice shot driving inside that time by Dobbs, but thought better of challenging Quaintance. Another three is no good, and the rebound to BJ Freeman. It's the Devils 8-6.
And you said it. Coach Tower told us before the game, how do you deal with JQ? Well, you don't. You don't even try and challenge him, and we're seeing that. A lot of threes early on, and we're going to expect a lot more of that.
Down low, Jihad with a chance at a three-point play. Nice job sealing off the defender that time by Basheer Jihad, and a chance at the line to cap off another physical three-point play.
You said it, Braden. He did all the work before he even got the ball. He was so low that with that kind of wingspan, just put your hands up and you're already at the hoop.
Jihad has really come on as of late. Against Gonzaga a week ago, 22 points, 10 rebounds, had 15 against Grand Canyon on Thursday. He's been getting to the line at a high clip, getting the opposition in foul trouble, and another thing he's been doing really well recently, shooting free throws. 90% coming into this game, knocks that one down with ease, and he'll take a seat as Amir Ali will enter the game for Arizona State.
Wingspan for wingspan right there, huh?
Right. Going back to St. Thomas, you know they saw the game film of what ASU's done so far. The other night, Grand Canyon against ASU, in terms of layups, you'd think high percentage shots. Eliab, they were just 13 of 28 in terms of shooting layups in that game. The length is outstanding for this team. Three is good from the wing. Phillips Jr. was late coming over defensively, and Miles Barnstable will have a chance at a 4-point play.
That time, the length hurt him a little bit. That foot just staying out there and not slowing up on that closeout. Look, just going right, and camera misses it, but didn't let him land.
So Kawhi Leonard rule.
Yes.
Not allow the shooter to land. Barnstable knocks down that free throw. Out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, a 4-point play. Pulls the Tommies back to within 1. 11-10 Arizona State. Just under 15 minutes to go in this first half of play. Sanon. He'll hoist inside, throw it away as he was trying to find Phillips on the block.
It was a good idea, but take it at yourself. He had space in the middle of the paint to put that up.
Here's Dobbs rolling inside of the basket. Baseline cut and a two-handed flush for Minnesali.
got him sleeping. That's a great cut and an easy dunk for him.
So St. Thomas, we mentioned, they played Oklahoma State just a week ago. They only lost that game by 9, and they have a history in this program, short but successful D1 history of battling against Power 4 schools. It was another example against the Cowboys as Sanon splashes home a short baseline jumper.
You see why I gave him the greenest of lights? Braden, it doesn't matter if this guy gets hot. It doesn't matter if you have a hand in his face.
Wide open three from the wing. Barnstable couldn't get this one to go, and the rebound cleared to Freeman. Arizona State, they've got one pace, fast. Freeman drives inside, he's fouled. And that will be the third team foul on St. Thomas. You see the rebound from Freeman. The other thing about this ASU team, Eliav, with the exception of Sean Phillips right now on the floor, and maybe Jayden Quaintance, everyone can bring the ball up as well. It's a very versatile, athletic bunch, and that's why they can push it with so much success in transition.
And that's another reason that this team is dangerous, because you never know where it's going to come from. And we'll get to that a little bit later, but that's not common for a team like this.
13-12, Arizona State on top, 13:44 to go in this first half of play. There's Alston Mason. Ball on the deck, battled for, and won ultimately by Ryan Dufault, the backup point guard, who knows this system through and through. He'll swivel through, handoff, Kendall Blue to the 10 over Phillips Jr. for 2.
That's being too reactive as a defense. You're letting the offense dictate where you go. You gotta move the offense where you want them to go. Phillips got caught up back there.
St. Thomas out to another lead. 4 lead changes here in the opening part of this opening half. And there's a travel now on Sanon. So ASU gives it away for the 4th time. And that will draw on Bobby Hurley to make a few substitutions. Adam Miller, Jayden Quaintance back into the fold for Mason and Ali.
And we know this Tommy's team hounds the ball. They're thieves, Braden, thieves. Watch your pockets. 7.5 steals a game.
They do a great job of forcing turnovers and also taking care of the basketball. In that pick and pop motion a lot in the early going for St. Thomas. Still just 2 shots they've attempted that have not been threes. 3 of 11 from downtown. There's a backdoor cut for 2 more. Beautiful cut inside Ben Oosterbaan.
That's what happens when you get caught chasing. They can dictate where you are, and he made sure that Adam Miller was on his backside when he made that cut.
Both teams playing well offensively. St. Thomas 4 of their last 5. ASU, they've hit their last 4 from the floor. Here's Freeman straight away. Trying to dance around a defender, get inside, kick out Quaintance at the free throw line. Had it poked free. Gets the ball back. Had a pass deflected. Active hands by Blue, and a reach-in foul against Quaintance.
It's a good job reading the eyes there by the defense. Twice, back-to-back plays of that.
So far, St. Thomas out of the Summit League. They've brought the pop. They've brought the energy. Their bench is fired up, and it's been really impressive to see what they've done on the defensive side of the ball in terms of just getting into passing lanes. Look, they know it. And when we talked to Coach Tower earlier today, he knows talent-wise, size-wise, they're not able to match up pound for pound with Arizona State. They're going to have to do it with effort and energy, and so far they've done that.
Absolutely. They're just trying to be disruptors right now. They're doing it excellently, and then on offense, they're never stopping the movement.
It is constant movement. That's their system. Rolling inside around Phillips Jr. A pump fake and a foul. That's fundamentally sound. Carter Bierke, the sophomore, will shoot 2 after Phillips Jr. was tabbed for his 2nd foul.
That was a wise hesitation. He could have gone straight up with it, but no, he gave it one little pause, and that was just enough for Phillips to soar right over him, and he drew the foul.
Bierke, who's a good 3-point shooter as well, led the team in threes a year ago. Knocks down that first free throw. Not only a good basketball player, he's a finance major as well. There are a bunch of great student athletes around this program. Finance majors, business majors, and it was fun talking to Coach Tower about that. He said, look, sometimes when I'm teaching the game, I have to kind of put it into finance terms. Or for the younger guys, I compare it to their cell phones as well.
That's right. You can't be taking a bad stock. You can't be taking a bad gamble on defense. I love it.
Now, you had that set up perfectly. Bad stock, bad shot. Speaking of an open shot that time, or a good contest, I should say, Sanon could not hit from the wing. It'll go out of bounds, and it will belong to Arizona State. But how about the Tommies of St. Thomas? They're out to an early lead, 17-13 over Arizona State. Arizona State 13. Braden Bell, Eliav Gabay. And so far, Eliav, the major draw when you look at St. Thomas, the movement they have offensively is causing Arizona State a little bit of a fit.
They are relentless, Braden. And for an ASU team struggling to get offensive rebounds and at times take care of the rock, the right matchup for them in this moment is against a smaller team that can shoot the lights out and hound the ball. So will they shut down the glass? How will they defend the three? And what's the assist to turnover ratio looking like at the end of the night? It's a simple matchup, but can you show me that you can take care of business?
An air ball for B.J. Freeman out of that timeout, and go back to St. Thomas. Tommies are 4 of their last 5 from the floor, but Eliav, to your point, not offensively, but how about defensively? They forced 4 turnovers over the last 3:27. Aggressive shooting it from distance, moving, back cutting. That's the name of their game. Here's Bierke. Up out of the wing for Kendall Blue. Blue will jab step, try to get around Quaintance. Gets inside, right-handed. Floater is good. The level of difficulty to first off get around Quaintance, but then arc it high enough. That's beautiful for Kendall Blue.
Come on, the little crossover into the paint, and then just a soft touch over JQ, like you said, so tough.
A 7-0 run over the last 2:15 for St. Thomas. This is their largest lead so far, and a foul will be called away from the ball on the Tommies. Have another look at this move from Kendall Blue.
Little in and out, and then a soft touch, finger roll. That was sweet, Braden, sweet.
Real hezzy. Get around Quaintance.
That's one of his weaknesses as of now, is that lateral movement. You got to take advantage of it.
Mason back into the game for Arizona State. It's Adam Miller just inside the three-point line. Mason, very confident in his jump shot. We'll find Jihad. Has the size advantage, had it poked free from behind. Another loose ball on the ground. Body soaring all over the place. And a jump ball with a possession arrow favoring St. Thomas.
Jihad right there asked twice from his teammates for more space. That's what you need when he has that mismatch. The only way they can win that is what we just saw. More bodies. Take those bodies out of there and Jihad can go to work.
Turnovers continue to be an issue, so 6 of them already for Arizona State, and that's led to 10 of the 19 points for St. Thomas. Benasali goes off Bierke. 10.5 to go in the opening half. So far, it's been a surprising result for the Tommies of St. Thomas. Rolling inside, dodge, wraparound find to a corner jump shot attempt. Rather a pump fake, and now a 3 for Bierke. It rimmed out no good. The ball movement is there, popping at all times for St. Thomas.
And the off-ball screens are making a big difference for them right now.
Quaintance 3 way off the mark. That's a part of his game that he's still trying to work on. Still looking for his first 3 as a Sun Devil. It's now been over 4 minutes without a point for ASU. Loose ball, Ali gets on the deck. A whistle and a tie-up, and good hustle by Amir Ali, the freshman from Little Elm, Texas, who this coaching staff loves, and those are the kind of plays you can see why the coaching staff loves him.
And those are the kind of plays they're going to need right now, and they're going to need those sparks of hustle to ignite something.
This was one of those games. Coming off the emotional high, you played GCU at Footprint Center. It was 14,000 people strong, a great environment. Felt like a March Madness game at times. And you're in a Sunday early evening tip. St. Thomas, who are they? Well, so far, the Tommies have introduced themselves to Arizona State. And there's a foul inside against the Tommies. That goes against Bierke. That's his second. That's a big call. One of the leaders for this Tommies team.
And just like Jihad did against GCU, getting some of the bigs in foul trouble with a shorter bench in general, that's exactly what ASU is going to need.
Who are the Tommies of St. Thomas? It's such an incredible story. Moving from Division III. They had been a D3 school for 100 years. They were kicked out of their conference, Elliot, because they were too dominant. They made the jump straight to D1. It's a 5-year transition rule, so not eligible for postseason play this year. But all they've done is win. They won 20 games in the Summit League a year ago. A rich history of basketball. As Mason will shoot a 3 off the missed free throw. Quaintance still battling for the board, but finally, Tommy's able to clear, and ASU still scoreless in the last 4:30 and change.
Some people might question that three. I don't question it for Mason. He looked very comfortable, and he was pretty much wide open right there.
Barnstable hounded defensively by Miller. That's good defense. Barnstable was able to get to the basket, couldn't get it to go. Rebound Quaintance, and here comes ASU. Quaintance, 15 feet away from the basket, gets it to go. First points for Jayden Quaintance. Already has 4 rebounds and certainly making his presence felt defensively on the scoreboard. And finally, ASU able to get on the board for the first time in nearly 5 minutes of play. Now they get a stop.
Living by the three and dying by the three. We'll see if the Tommies live for the rest of this half.
Mason. A three straight away. It's good. Rattled home for Alston Mason. His second triple. He's now 2 of 3 from downtown. And just like that, with a snap of a finger, 5 straight for the Devils.
Calm, cool, and collected. Always Braden. My favorite part of his game is being ice cold after exciting moments, too.
He's got that swagger, too. So much fun to watch in the early going. Good defense by Ali. 8 to shoot for St. Thomas. Intensity ratcheting up. You look at the Sun Devil bench. Sean Phillips Jr. standing in defensive stance. 1 to shoot for Blue. No good off front iron. Ali clears. And now the momentum's starting to shift. Big possession for Arizona State. Ali. Kick out. Corner 3. Miller couldn't get it to go. Quaintance uses that wingspan to pull it down. Back to Miller. He's fouled. And he'll have 2 freebies coming up.
Adam Miller. Show me that you're a veteran, staying in the play, cutting, and a great find to go to the line. ASU leads, trails by 1 going into the half. Break. This team has come together in the past 2 weeks.
Adam Miller will be at the line. You saw those 16 points he had against Santa Clara in a neutral site win for ASU. One of the 2 returners who really played a big role for ASU a year ago as he misses that first free throw. Miller's story is a great one. Feels much more comfortable this year. Great piece by Michelle Gardner of the Arizona Republic before the season started about Miller and how he's comfortable. Also with the birth of his daughter, Alani, who's 18 months old right now. And his face lights up when he talks about his beautiful little girl. And the light of his life is what he called her.
He's got that dad strength now, Braden.
That's exactly right. 1 of 2 from the line. We're tied up again at 19, and there, active hands gets Ali into the open floor. Layup's good, and ASU back on top.
Love seeing the press. More of this right now. That's how you ignite a spark, and Ali with a great job going to the other side of the basket to finish that.
St. Thomas shooting 37% from the floor. Here's Dufault to the mid-range. Try to backdoor cut. Falling down underneath and a travel. So St. Thomas, who had only turned it over once in 12 minutes of play, consecutive possessions with giveaways now.
Active hands on defense for ASU. That makes a world of a difference, and you see it right there.
Alston Mason leading the way for the Sun Devils thus far with 6 points. 2 of 3 from downtown. Transfer from Missouri State. Here's Quaintance, the freshman phenom. Kick out. Pass was deflected. Freeman able to corral. 8 to shoot for BJ Freeman. Backs down into the quarter. Goes baseline side. Shuffle pass out. Ali's 3. In and out, no good. Second chance for Arizona State, though. Sanon. Mason. This dangerous backcourt for Arizona State. Mason dancing through. Getting to the elbow. He had it poked free by Minasali. Minasali the other end. He's fouled before the shot was swatted into the second row. And a nice job sticking with that play by Minasali. Mason was called for the foul.
Good job on the help defense. Read him like a book, spun the other way, and they've been ready for that. Even before that, there was a deflection on the same play.
So an 8-0 run for Arizona State. Their defense, the storyline of that, of course. They've not allowed a point in 4:35. Fouling on Mason, that was his first. Here's Rich Byrie. Off to Ben now, number 2 in purple. 6:25 to go first half. The Devils trying to use that length. Use that strength as well defensively. And now another travel as Minasali kind of lost his footing. Now 4 turnovers in the last 5 minutes for St. Thomas.
And you're also seeing where that running around over and over again, that'll come back to you. That'll come back to you in terms of fatigue. So that'll also play in ASU's favor.
That will be an interesting storyline, Elliot, to your point, to see how that wears on moving forward. Jihad. Keeping himself back down near the block. Physical bully ball. Jihad off the window.
That was all Jihad, physically just dominating down low, getting to where he wanted to go, which is that left low block, until he just snaked his way to the hoop.
On the other end, how about that take to the basket for Drake Dobbs? Graduate student from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. 12 points per night, and an aggressive take right there.
And we talk about how Mason is ASU's floor general. Dobbs is definitely the Thomas.
Sanon elevates, in and out, no good on the jumper. Offensive board, Freeman. Second chance points nearly went down. St. Thomas survives an offensive rebound, and all BJ Freeman could do was smile as that thing looked to be more than halfway down the barrel before it popped out.
Sanon just rising up so high, and also that arc gave BJ Freeman a chance to get to that ball on the left side of the hoop and almost put it back up.
5:20 to go in a first half that's seen 5 lead changes. That's out of bounds into the table. It'll go back to Arizona State. And again, the active hands for the Sun Devils on this full court pressure really playing a factor as this first half wears on.
BJ Freeman showing me his IQ there. Okay, you want to go dive for it? Go ahead.
Think smarter, not harder. Jihad will pop it straight away and get it to go. Basheer Jihad can score on all 3 levels. He's got 8 in the first half.
You see what I'm saying, folks? This is the X factor for Arizona State. He changes what they do completely in the post, top of the key, defensively, everything.
What a block by Jihad! Oh, he's doing it all over the floor. Mason out to Freeman. Jihad, can he do it again? In and out. Offensive rebound. Putbacks there for Ali. And now the Sun Devils starting to soar. A 15-2 run over the last 4:30.
Basheer Jihad, you know what I'm talking about when I say this man is the X factor now. 3, top of the key, little jab step, give me some space. And on the other side, give me that. Basheer Jihad ate it all up.
And if he would have hit that last 3 on the way back down, this place would have absolutely blown up. But how about Amir Ali coming in baseline side, picking up that offensive rebound? Arizona State now with 8 offensive boards already. And like we said, a 15-2 run now over the last 4:34.
When we talk about taking care of business, it's that right there. Ali doesn't do all the fancy stuff. He does the nitty-gritty things that win games, and that's why he earns his minutes on this team.
Bring your lunch pail to work kind of guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hard hat, blue-collar guy.
The kind of guy we love here in Arizona State.
St. Thomas basketball out of the timeout. So not only have the shots started to evaporate for the Tommies, the turnover bug has become a problem as well. See who they turn to out of this timeout. Drake Dobbs. Bob Bierke again is playing with 2 fouls. Blue hounded defensively. The intensity is definitely turned up for Arizona State. Kendall Blue in the corner. Quaintance with quick hands. He can do more than just swat shots. Freeman in the open floor. Gets to the basket. Can't get the layup to go. Good hustle to keep the play alive, but ultimately Dobbs ends up with it. Now the Tommies have numbers. Dobbs kick out. Corner 3, Barnstable. No good. Offensive board to Blue. His putbacks there. And finally, St. Thomas able to get back on the scoreboard for the first time in a long time.
But JQ, like you said, in active hands, like we saw it against GCU, we're seeing it again tonight. He's able to get those steals too. You got to watch your cookies with him too.
See what you're saying there. Backdoor cut. Miller. Unselfish find. Freeman a 3. It's good. 5th first half 3 for Arizona State. And a great find there inside from Adam Miller, who has 3 dimes in this first half.
Adam Miller, if he's not going to put the ball in the bucket, and he will distribute, helping out Mason in that way.
So many mouths to feed in this rotation for Arizona State. That was a question mark, and to be fair, probably still is. But as we showed in that graphic a little earlier, it's been a different leading scorer night in and night out. There's a three from Bierke. 45% from downtown. Yeah, he stands at 6'9", but he truly is a stretch four.
If he can bring ASU's bigs out, that will definitely change the way the second half will be played.
Freeman with a little turnaround too, wouldn't go. Battle for the board. Jihad yet again had it swatted away. Nice help side down low. Looked like Menasali with the swat.
For their lack of size, they're able to swat some shots, the Thomas. I'll say that much.
Couple of block shots in this first half. Here, another pick and pop three. Bierke couldn't get it to go that time, and then a loose ball foul will be called against Menasali. Arizona State starting to get things going offensively. The intensity's there. Adam Miller, great vision, and the three from BJ Freeman. The Devils by 5.
Santa Clara to their season low. GCU, only 74 points. They're doing their job on that end, and it's paying dividends on offense too. Extra possessions as well.
This free throw by Freeman out of the timeout. A lot of love about Arizona State, deservingly so. They're expected to be one of the better offensive teams, maybe in the Big 12, which says a lot. There's a missed three from the top of the key, and soaring high above the rim was Quaintance. Outlet was stolen away, though. Second effort for St. Thomas, another missed three. And eventually the Sun Devils will secure the rebound. St. Thomas so far in this game, Elia, 19 of their 27 shots have been from downtown.
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. What's the formula, Braden?
They're gonna hoist.
Oh, yeah.
Down low, Quaintance, look out below, a one-hand jam.
JQ, pleased to make your acquaintance.
Devils by 7, 90 seconds to go first half. Barnstable, corner three, over Quaintance, it's pure. Rich Byrie, who spent 4 years of his career in the Division II ranks, knocks down a corner three, and now a timeout by Bobby Hurley with 1:18 to go. You could see trouble brewing. Quaintance rolling, defender falling down, and a business decision for Drake Dobbs to get out of the way of one of the best freshmen in all of college basketball.
Adam Miller, easy pass, but you know.
Percentage looks, both missed field goals that have gone down.
We talked about that assist to turnover ratio. I didn't want them to just take care of the ball, but also be able to do that while getting energy through ball movement.
See what ASU comes out of the timeout with. Side out and long possessions. Mason with the basketball, second leading scorer, I should say, with 6 points. Phillips swarm, kick out. Sanon, a corner three, it's good. Nothing but nylon for Joson Sanon.
Phillips doing a great job, popping right back out to the hot man.
7 for the freshman. Dobbs inside, a kick out, hand back. Ben now working against Quaintance. A three from the wing, no good off the heel of the basket, and look at Sanon soar for that board. Eyes up, down the floor, layup's no good, but he's fouled.
You know, for all we talk about his scoring, what stood out to me in this game so far is his hustle. He's bringing it, whether he's on the floor or even on the bench. He was getting up and getting active during certain defensive possessions. Sanon showing us that he's more than just a scorer.
We mentioned that game against GCU the other night, Elliot. A couple of notes about that. 21 points, that was the most by an ASU freshman since Josh Christopher put up 22 against UCLA back in January of 2021. But listen to this one. This is a fun as he knocks down that first free throw. This is credit to Chris Cartman, who tweeted this out. He did something at Footprint on Thursday that Devin Booker, Kevin Durant in 6 games, LeBron, Luka, they didn't do in their 1 game. He was 5 of 7 from 3. He was the first player, NBA or not, to have a better percentage from 3 with 5 or more made threes than any NBA guy this season.
And my favorite part about that is when you ask about him after the game, he said, I was just hooping. I was just hooping. Doesn't matter where I'm at, I'm going to hoop.
Devils have a lot of guys that just hoop on this team. So much fun to watch. They've opened up this lead to 8, their largest of the ball game so far. Final 22 seconds of the first half. In the first half, that Arizona State's really had to grit and grind their way through. Miller with more good defense. It goes out of bounds. It's off of Dobbs. And more good D by the Sun Devils will earn them the final shot of this first half.
but he wasn't just checking the check. Adam Miller was being very specific about when he was challenging and going for that ball, and that's why ASU got the ball.
Will there be one more exclamation point before the first half ends? Here's Mason, works around a screen. Off to Miller, down low. Quaintance rocks the rim. Oh, it's the ball movement that's a thing of beauty. A heave from beyond half court won't go, and it's the Devils by 10 at the break. What a beautiful possession to close out the first half. Tower talked a lot about, in our chat with him, how proud he was, the continuity of returners in a program that's ineligible to play in the NCAA tournament. It says a lot about what he's building. 19 of their 21 undergrads have come back over the last couple of years. That's almost unheard of, especially at the mid-major level. Second half underway. We switch sides, and a great contest by Jihad. Second effort won't go. It looked like a tip drill, and finally it's put up and in by Miles Barnstable.
No matter what, even if you're out of position, there's no excuse for not having more bodies on bodies there boxing out. Like Hurley said, it can't just be the bigs. The guards have to do it too.
Jihad, spin move inside, somehow kept his balance, couldn't get it to go, and then it goes out of bounds off of Jihad. So back to the Tommies it goes.
When you spin that way, Braden, you got to use the left hand. You see the problem there. He was out of position when he got to the hoop and just didn't have enough on that right side.
Game nearly has been split in terms of time spent in the lead. ASU 10.5 minutes in front. St. Thomas at 9.5. Tommy's trying to hang with another team out of the Big 12. Minasali. Hand back into the arms of Barnstable. Minasali knocks down a three from the wing. Nolan Minasali, the freshman from Brookfield, Wisconsin, knocks down a big triple, and just like that, 5 in a row for St. Thomas.
Smaller guys who play big, Braden. That's Minasali.
And a turnover right away. Active hands, and very reminiscent of what we saw from St. Thomas to start the game.
Defense on one side for Minasali, and here's the offense from Minasali coming back out. Hey, come and follow me out here. Boom, right in Freeman's face.
He's a winner. Won his first, he won his school's first state title, I should say, since 1999 in the state of Wisconsin. Active hands defensively. Blue will let it go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tommies.
Adam Miller not happy about that. Yeah, would love to see a replay of that. It was tough to tell.
Five in a row for St. Thomas out of the halftime break. Backing down on Freeman in front of the basket. Tough two, no good off window. Offensive rebound, Bierke. Second chance, a three for Dobbs is good. And just like that, an 8-0 run for St. Thomas.
And how do you come up with that offensive board? Not a proper box out. If you do a proper box out, he cannot jump over you to get it. He'd have to foul you to do that.
Everyone on the Tommies bench on their feet. They've come out with a charge out of the halftime break. Mason throws it away. St. Thomas can tie or take the lead right here. Dobbs behind the back handle to Bierke in the quarter. Defended by Quaintance. Straight away, a three for Blue. No good that time. Quaintance clears.
But what did Jihad do well there? Close out without fouling.
Jihad, baseline drive. Got it in one. Get off me. Basheer Jihad, a chance at a three-point play.
I'll tell you what, something he does so well is get positioned down low and do the work before he gets the ball. We'll take a look at it. Little face up, couple dribbles down the baseline, and then really easy at that point when it's 2 dribbles to the hoop.
And he has really come on as of late. His first 2 games as a Sun Devil, just 5 points on 1 of 10 shooting. Over his last 2 coming into tonight, had accumulated 37 points on 10 of 18 from the floor. And as we said, really great at the free throw line, over 90% of the season now. He has really gotten comfortable quickly. Big 3-point play. Devils back on top by 5.
That's the matchup they want.
Bierke backing down Freeman with a left hand, a kiss off the front of the iron and in.
How many times have we said mismatch, rather, the other way around?
So Bierke starting to get things going. 9 points, 3 of 5 from the floor. Jihad on the left block. Bounce past Quaintance from 15. Left it short. Loose ball rebound. Bierke picks it up. And again, St. Thomas can tie it with a 3.
If you're JQ, you got to take that. That's too open, and he'll hit that.
Thinking pop triple wouldn't go that time. St. Thomas had started the second half 2 of 3 from downtown. That would have been a big one. Quaintance, meanwhile, look to drive and kick it out. Here's Mason. They'd love to get him going again offensively. A top 2, he's fouled. And 2 free throws to come for Alston Mason. Originally born in Belgium, his dad played here at Arizona State. Of course, played professionally in Europe as well. But a young man who calls Phoenix home. And being able to play in front of friends and family. Has high school buddies here all the time now. His sister's able to watch him play. Shared a really special moment with his mom after the GCU game the other night. Got to be a special feeling for him to put on the maroon and gold each and every ball game.
And Mama Mason got on the big board in that game at GCU and got the answer right, by the way, and that's always a fun time. But Alston Mason, when we talk about his job and his work as a distributor for this team, they need his scoring too. So this second half, hoping to see more Mason.
Yeah, you mentioned his mom, Anita, who was at that GCU game. Sure, she's here again tonight. Rolling inside, Dobbs. Baseline cut, good deflection, and here comes ASU. Sanon in the open floor. Pull-up jumper is good.
Pull-up jumper, automatic. Come on, Sanon. And then on the other side, JQ, I've talked about his eyes before. That's ridiculous. He made that look easy, but to be able to track the ball and tap it out so smoothly, very impressive.
ASU's been able to relax a little bit after that opening punch from St. Thomas. Another defensive stop there. Good defense by Mason. Here comes Miller running the floor. Miller attacking the basket. Miller missing the layup, and the rebound collected by St. Thomas.
And I know it's tough, but he was falling away from the basket when going for that layup, and that's why he saw it so short.
Coast to coast for Kendall Blue.
Adversely, Kendall Blue went right at the hoop there, not falling away, not fading away, and layup.
Back to a 5-point game. St. Thomas out of the Summit League. Arizona State in the Big 12. There's Mason. Left-hand dribble out of the wing. 12 to shoot. Quaintance straight away, throws it down low. Jihad swarmed by 4 purple jerseys, and they foul Basheer Jihad, who has turned into that go-to guy for Arizona State. Time for a team high in rebounds, tied for a team high in points. His team on top by 5.
ASU men's basketball this year, because his mentality is quite the mentality to have as an athlete.
He runs angry. 24-14 win over number 16 Kansas State a night ago, and ASU ranked 21st in the AP poll. In control of their own destiny in terms of the college football playoff. And I know Arizona State fans watching this tonight, that's hard to believe, but I'll say it again. They are in control of their own destiny in the college football playoff.
Rank them.
Basheer Jihad missed that first free throw. Out of that last time out, goes 1 of 2 from the line. Arizona State led by 10 at the break. St. Thomas, they are pesky, not going anywhere. Much more high scoring than that opener against Idaho State, but similar style-wise. Devils just unable to really find that rhythm and keep it. Good defense by Mason. It was deflected, no travel call. Bobby Hurley can't believe it. He'll stay with the Tom East end to shoot. Rolling inside Dobbs, he's bumped and fouled.
Just stuck that leg out there, and one of those ticky-tack fouls, but it was a foul. Like seeing the press, though. That's big time, and that's what got it going for them last half.
Fouling on Mason, that's his second. And just the first on ASU here in this second half. Here's Ben now, rolling to the basket, cleaned up by Quaintance. That's what a 7'3" wingspan will do for you. Into the open floor, Quaintance fed down low, kick out. Jihad, free throw line jump shot is good.
Cleaned up was the right way to put that, Brandon, because there was a bad defensive possession that was cleaned up by JQ, and then Jihad, a little fake pass, wide open jumper, top of the key, and that's money for him.
And saying his name all over the place. Jihad now with 14, 5 rebounds as well. Crossing under 14 minutes to play in this game. Down low, Jihad defensively with a good contest, screams. Jubilation as he pulls down the rebound, and here come the Sun Devils into the open floor.
Talk your talk, big man, that's right.
Gotta love to see that. And this is an Arizona State team that has some guys that aren't afraid to talk. Fun to watch. Mason, open three, won't go. And the rebound pulled down by Now. 3 by Now. Trailer triple, and the Tommies needed that badly.
Fill in the lanes, and that's a good job keeping your eyes up. Where's my guy? I know I'm going to have someone at the 3. And there you go. Extended 3, too. That was a deep one.
There's Sanon. Hesitating to the mid-range. Pull-up jumper. No good off back iron. Empty trip for Arizona State. And here comes Drake Dobbs. And St. Thomas. Extra fine. Now drives baseline. Thinks twice before shooting against Quaintance. Rolling inside. Reverse layup. Good over the top of Quaintance. Drake Dobbs pushes it back to a 3-point game.
That's your only chance to make a layup on JQ if you're able to get on the other side of that hoop, and he was.
There's a solid amount of purple and black. Fans from Great Lakes State came down. They're loving the effort they're seeing from 4th-year Division I school, St. Thomas. Ali, no look fine. Quaintance takes his time. It's a long 3, good from the corner. First 3-ball in the career of Jayden Quaintance.
JQ for 3, and Ali with quite the pass to get it to him. And you know what? JQ the confidence to realize, I'm all alone here. I'm taking a dribble, and I'm going to let this thing fly.
Foul there went on Mason. That's his 3rd. Let's have another look here at this 3. You mentioned a pass. That's a good one. And then somehow Quaintance, size 19 shoes, was able to tiptoe and keep that foot behind the line.
May have been the biggest challenge of the play for him. Mishandled the ball, but still found it, took a breath, and laced it up.
9 points now for Quaintance. The youngest player in college basketball. If this is your first ASU game of the year, you've probably heard that every time Devils have played so far this year if you have been watching the team. 6 months younger than Cooper Flagg of Duke, who will be the #1 pick in the NBA draft coming up. There's an air ball from Bierke.
The difference there, Amir Ali, no surprise, great help. He saw his man Phillips was a little slow to get back, and then Ali made all the difference, and someone opened a window because that was an air ball.
Seems like a really important juncture of this game for St. Thomas. In the first half, this is where it started to slip away from him. Freeman a 3 straight away. Can't get it to go. Phillips Jr. was there, but couldn't finish.
And Freeman knew that was off right when it left his hand, just jumping for joy, hoping that would drop.
Trying to will that thing through. Here's Barnstable. Rolling inside, threw it away. Picked out by Miller. Devils running the floor. Ali to the cup. He's fouled. 2 free throws to come for Amir Ali. Takes us to a timeout on the floor. It's a school night, but still early enough. Kids are out supporting the Devils as well. Amir Ali, speaking, still could be a kid. Freshman, just 18 years old at the free throw line. Knocks down the first one as we're back to action.
Maybe a kid, but plays like a man
Grown
out
man
there, Braden, and like a veteran on defense especially. He's been so impressive to me this year, and only going to grow and grow on the defensive side, but also the offensive side of the ball for ASU this year.
Arizona State again splitting free throws in this game. The Devils 9 of 15 from the stripe. St. Thomas, they've only taken 3 free throws. They've knocked down 2 of them. Tommies have outscored the Sun Devils 17-14 so far in the second half. Made this a game after trailing by 10 at the break. Phillips Jr. trying to hang with Ryan Default. Backdoor cut inside. It's a thing of beauty. Another layup. Osterbahn.
And don't look now, but yes, we talk a lot about the 3s from the Tommies. They're leading in points in the paint right now against ASU.
Now that's stunning. 22-20. The advantage points in the paint for St. Thomas. Overwhelmingly a smaller team than ASU. Phillips kick out to Miller, under 10 on the shot clock. Adam Miller taking his time, probing the defense. Swing pass over the corner. Ali will hoist. No good. Rebound to Osterbahn.
He was ready, hands ready, just missed it. That's a good shot.
It was a great find from Adam Miller late in the shot clock as well. Under 10.5 to play. A 5-point game. Blue will hoist. No good. Rebound tipped up. Freeman able to secure it. Running the floor. Bounce pass. Ali off the window for 2.
Wise to use the glass there. very wise, because Freeman, good find, but it was a tough spot. He made it look simple by just going off the glass, and that's what you have to do there.
Lead back to 7. Top 2 is good. How about Ryan Dufault?
Nothing simple about that.
He is the perfect face to talk about this program. Did not have a single D1 offer out of high school. Started as a walk-on, ended up here at St. Thomas, and here he is playing big against a Big 12 school. Here he is again, Dufault. Reversal, it's good!
Silky smooth right there. Catch me on the other side, gotcha.
It's a 3-point game. A former D3 school, St. Thomas. They're playing with the big boys right now. Arizona State trying to run away. Ali playing big for the Devils. But how about Ryan Dufault from the land of 1,000 lakes? The reversal. 20 wins a year ago for St. Thomas. This team looks pretty for real again this year, giving Arizona State all they can handle today.
And if they could go to the postseason, I think they might in this year. It's a shame that they can't because of the rules, but second chance points, 13-3 to the Tommies right now.
It's 5 years, a long transition window moving from D3 to D1, where you cannot play in the NCAA tournament. 4 years if you move from D2 to D1. Sanon out of the timeout to the basket. He's fouled, and Joson Sanon will go to the free throw line. It's been a little more quiet in this second half than what we saw in the first half. Still in double figures with 11, and adapting still to that sixth man role, if you will. Even though he did come off the bench, he's still right there in terms of a team high in minutes.
And that's where we mentioned him making his impact felt through his hustle, through his defense, and through his communication.
Jayden Quaintance back in there, as well as Jihad. It's Ali to sit down along with Sean Phillips Jr. Second free throw, no good by Sanon. That's another thing for Arizona State. Splitting a bunch from the line in this game. 10 of 17, just 59% as a team. And that's big because St. Thomas has only taken 3 free throws. Not a single one here in this second half. But Asali, under 10 to shoot for St. Thomas. A pump fake and a drive for Dobbs. Trying to leave it out. Minasali blocked away by Jihad. And here comes ASU. They love to run after a big-time defensive play. Thrown down low, Quaintance. Quaintance has the size advantage. Quaintance using that pivot foot. Off the window for 2. Jayden Quaintance now with a new career-high 11 points.
Got caught up, but still made magic out of it. A little awkward on the footing, made the bank anyway.
Sanon soars for another rebound off the missed 3 straight away. Arizona State still waiting for their big run in this second half. Quaintance will pop from 15. In and out, no good. Rebound collected by Dufault. And you can tell St. Thomas, they're daring Quaintance to shoot it. See if that changes as the year goes on. Straight away, 3. Byrie gets it to go. And a huge answer from the Tommies yet again.
It was that extra pass. JQ just a little late to that rotation. Byrie made him pay.
Under 8 to play. Sanon off to Miller. Adam Miller tonight just 1 point, but he's been a distributor. 5 assists. Works to the mid-range this time. Picked up his dribble. Deflected out of play. It'll stay with Arizona State after the timeout. Punch for punch. St. Thomas has had an answer all night long for Arizona State. Trying to stick with the 5-star freshman Jayden Quaintance. And so far, it's been the Tommies of St. Thomas hanging in with the Sun Devils. Down by 3 at the under 8 media timeout. You're starting to sense something may be brewing in Tempe. The Tommies of St. Thomas, Eliab, the 3 ball has been dropping in the second half. 4 of 9 from downtown. They're down by just 3.
They live by it, they die by it, and right now, Braden, they are living large at the finest hotels and all because they have shortened this game up to just a 7-minute, 30-second contest.
Shot clock winding down. Jihad down low. That's a man's move for 2 more. Basheer Jihad with 16 to lead the way for Arizona State. That was a big bucket out of the timeout. Now can the Devils put together some stops defensively? They've got one right away. Devils paced by Jihad with 16. Quaintance with 11, Sanon with 12. 2 phenomenal freshmen as well in double figures.
And right now, as far as threes, 4 threes for the Tommies in the second half. Only 1 from ASU from JQ.
Here's Freeman rolling inside. He's going to have 2 free throws at the line. By the way, Quaintance now with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds for the 5-star freshman in what has been his best offensive game so far, and his first double-double in maroon and gold as well.
Because you said it, they're daring him to shoot it and to put the ball in the basket. So he's got to do that with confidence. This kind of game is what pays off later in conference when he can make those 15, 10-footers, short jumpers with more confidence.
Freeman's been quiet tonight for Arizona State. 5 points on just 2 of 7 from the floor. But you talk about the 3 impact transfers for Arizona State. They all led their team in scoring a year ago. Mason, Jihad, and Freeman. They've been averaging nearly 38 per game for ASU through their first 4. They need Freeman to step up down the stretch as well. Just another guy that can fill it up in a big-time way. So the Devils by 6, and a travel gives the ball back to Arizona State.
Got bailed out there with the travel because he had JQ jumping for joy. Could have drawn a foul, but no harm, no foul now.
Arizona State without Austin Nunez, their backup point guard today, banged up, not playing. So it's a smaller rotation for the Sun Devils as well. Miscommunication. Quaintance taps his chest as if to say, my bad. And after a Tommy turnover, the Sun Devils cannot capitalize.
And he's developing that skill too. We know he does have a good IQ. He can distribute, but this is a young guy figuring it out.
Full court man-to-man defense being shown by Arizona State after that timeout. They inbound to Minnesali. He's been pretty good tonight. 5 points, 4 rebounds for St. Thomas. We near 6 minutes to play in this ball game. Bierke thought about the 3, instead ball movement, reversal to the other side, a missed 3, and another rebound for Quaintance.
One-handed board. One-handed that time. Where's 11th board?
11 and 11 for the blue chip prospects. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Here's Sanon. Off to Jihad. Backing down. Bully ball to the block. Jihad a turnaround 2. 2 free throws to come for Basheer Jihad.
And that's what happens when you spin out high enough. And when that jumper is as high as it is for Jihad, you got no choice but to try and either accept your fate or foul him. And that's what he did there.
He filled up the stat sheet against GCU the other night. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 33 minutes of play. He's now got 17 in this ball game to go along with 6 rebounds. And you said this during the break, I feel bad for stealing your line partner, but he was kind of alluded to maybe as that X factor coming into the season. I'll let you finish the line.
He's the factor now, Braden. No doubt about it. You see him getting the ball several trips in a row. And that's the kind of player that he can be for this team. And Bobby Hurley talked about it a lot post-game against GCU. This is the guy he recruited.
Guy that averaged 19 a game last year at Ball State. Big time 3, no good off back iron. Again, it's Jihad soaring with Sanon. Devils get another stop defensively. They can push their lead back to double digits. They led by 10 at the break if you're just joining us. This has been a close game throughout the second half. Quaintance in the short corner. Kick out. Sanon, a big 3. It's good. Joson Sanon. And it's the Devils by 11.
And a big pick from Jihad to get Sanon open. And you said a big 3, a very big one when you talk about momentum and getting the right guy hot.
12 rebounds now for Quaintance. Sanon can smell blood in the water. Dribbles into the front court for the Devils. He'll attack the baseline. Cut off nicely. Quaintance on the wing. Finds Alston Mason as senior point guard. 4:45 to play. Mason straight away. 8 to shoot. Here's Miller dancing into a step back. It's good. Oh, Adam Miller putting on the dance shoes and a beautiful triple. The lead is 14, and the crowd rising to their feet in Tempe.
How about the lefty going a little dance into his shot right in his face?
A shooter's roll from the corner. Big answer by Barnstable.
And he has been staying at it all game, whether it's dropping or not. He's been letting it fly from all parts of downtown, and it dropped there.
How about that shot, by the way, for Miller? That was his first field goal of the game for ASU. Jihad down low. Again, physical, and a foul will be called with 4 minutes to go.
Excellent work staying patient there for Jihad, not forcing it against the bigger guy. ASU leads 69-58.
A good one on a Sunday night from Desert Financial Arena. 3 balls are raining home for both sides. First it was Rich Byrie for St. Thomas, and then how about this move from Adam Miller, his first field goal of the night.
Come on, the dribble right back to his right, just to bring it back to the left, and I love a lefty release there from the ace, Adam Miller. But to tell you the truth, Braden, I'm impressed by the Tommies for all the running they have been doing and all the off-ball movement that we've been talking about all game long. We referenced, will they get tired? Well, it's starting to catch up maybe a little bit now, but we'll see.
Basheer Jihad back to the free throw line, trying to reach a 20-piece if he can knock down this second free throw. Now over his last 3 games, including tonight, he's at 56 points and 21 rebounds. So if you average that out, it's about 18.5 points per game, 7 rebounds. That'll play.
Oh, that will definitely play.
There's the 20-piece.
He's such a tough matchup because he's quicker than your biggest guy, but he's bigger than the guy that can keep up with it, right? So how are you going to do it? He can face up, he can post up, he can dish it out. It's a tough matchup.
And maybe the question surrounding Jihad coming into this tenure at Arizona State, he put up those numbers at Ball State in the MAC. Can he do it in the Big 12? Well, that answer won't happen until the new year, of course, but he had that great game against Gonzaga. Certainly seems to me like he has the tools. Nice block by Quaintance. 3 to shoot. Rolling inside, Bierke couldn't finish, and there's Quaintance yet again. He's been a monster, Eliab. 13 rebounds to go along with 11 points.
Cleaning up the glass, and that is what he's going to have to do all year long for this team.
Arizona State can start to smell it. 13-3 run over the last 4 minutes and change. Miller from that same spot, he just hit a 3 a moment ago. Lobs inside Quaintance. He's got the size advantage. He kisses it off the window for 2 more. 13-13 for Quaintance.
Thought about dishing it back out, but he said, no, I can see this mismatch. Power dribble, and then the soft touch off the glass. A great thing to see from him.
Bierke, a 3 right back, no good. Arizona State has their largest lead of the game right here of 15 with 2:45 to go. And you were mentioning the energy levels for St. Thomas. Can they keep up? Seems like ASU's starting to pull away here with 2:35 to go. Jihad off to Alston Mason. Good movement by Arizona State offensively on this possession. Sanon nearly had it poke free. 5 to shoot for the freshman. Jihad, an NBA 3. No good off the left side of the iron, but a foul on the ground, and it goes against St. Thomas as Miller went into the first row.
That's what you get when the guards crash the boards. A higher chance for something like that to happen. There you go, another possession rewarded.
Foul went on Dufault. That's his first. And it will be 1-and-1 free throws here for Arizona State. And it will be Adam Miller. 6'3" senior from Peoria, Illinois. As we alluded to earlier on in our show tonight, has found his home here in Tempe. Hit a big 3 to start to push the Devils away. Hasn't been his best night offensively, but he's still contributed in a big way. 6 assists for Miller tonight as Jihad gets a big round of applause, deservingly so. He sits down with 20 points and 6 rebounds.
Jihad, the factor. That's it. That's what we're calling him now. and he shows it once again tonight.
Second free throw for Miller is good. It's a 17-3 run for Arizona State if you stretch it out over the last 5 minutes and change. Great job by Sanon, laying out on the floor to keep that play alive.
Defense from Adam Miller, getting that hand in there, scooping it out, and then Sanon doing what he's done all game, flying all over the court.
Mason kicks to the corner. A three is good by Sanon. And now the Sun Devils finding their rhythm, pulling away at home.
Oh, you don't want him to see the ball go through the hoop. You don't want it, Tommies, because he is a guy who can fill it up quickly.
Keep mentioning this long extended run. It's now 20-3 over the last 5.5. 90 seconds to play. Arizona State's going to move to 4-1. They'll have another non-conference home game on Wednesday. Nice move to the basket that time. Default. I'll say this about St. Thomas. This is their last Power 4 game of the year. They are going to be a headache in the Summit League yet again.
No doubt about it. They can attack you in a lot of ways.
Sanon, no good that time from the corner.
So I was ready to go crazy, Brayden. I was ready for it. I was ready. But yes, St. Thomas is going to be a force to be reckoned with this summer.
Three from the wing is good for Blue.
And how about this, Brayden? 17 team assists for ASU. We talked about how getting energy through ball movement has to be a key for them, and we saw it today.
Timeout for Arizona State with 48.1 seconds to go. A chance to potentially make a few substitutions.
ASU is able to get some tighter contests to go their way. That's what that means, and that's all it should mean for ASU fans.
Their only loss this season, that 8-point loss to Gonzaga a week ago on the road in one of the tougher environments in all of college basketball. Turnover on the inbound. On the other end, Dobbs was denied.
That ball is going to need a passport because it's traveling to another city. Thanks, JQ. Fan going home with a souvenir.
A lucky game ball. Third block for Quaintance. Down low, and the layup is converted by Dobbs. Quaintance will join us post-game. Excited to hear what he has to say on his first career double-double. First time in double figures in terms of scoring regardless. Dribbles up the floor, finds Ali. Ali and one. Freshman to freshman, and a chance at another three-point play with 32 seconds to go.
And how about the closing five here, Brayden? 3 freshmen on the court for ASU. We mentioned what this game can do for them down the line. The freshman getting these minutes is huge, and JQ with that pass is also big for him confidence-wise. Got to see those balls get to his guys.
That first and one free throw for Ali, a significant one to some. Arizona State now on top, 81-65. Deep three, no good off back iron. Rebound alive, still alive for the Tommies. Manasali fouled with 21 seconds to go.
Number one, don't get injured in the last 30 seconds right now. Everyone settle down. We like the hustle, that's great. And here comes the curtain of distraction in the last 20 seconds of the game, getting to make an appearance.
Finally, we get to see it. This is just the 4th and 5th free throws of the game for St. Thomas. Arizona State, meanwhile, 14 of 18 in this second half. They've taken 26 free throws for the game. One of the most stark differences you'll ever see, as that first free throw is good by Manasali. St. Thomas coming up. They'll have a couple of home games. 5 days from now, they'll see Wofford at home and Portland State a day later. Missed free throw. Quaintance gets another board for good measure, and Arizona State will be able to dribble this thing out. Able to respond to adversity, back on their home floor for the first time since opening night, and getting a nice round of applause after they win this ball game 81-66, the final score. The Devils improved to 4-1 overall, and they had to grit this one out tonight. They did enough to pull off the win on their home floor.
One thing about the way ASU's season started with that exhibition.